does grab it and looks at her for a second. Is it true you can do 100 one-arm pull-ups?
I mean, like, when's a better time to ask?
Lane,
She
like,
looks at him,
slowly turns to look at him, like, really?
closes the door, and leaves. You notice a slight smirk.
As the door closes, Quentin knows that she could probably still hear him, but he'll just remark, really?
I mean, that's what they were saying.
When else is
Why
he
was
gonna
that
ask? Ooh, wow.
Why was that your fascination, is what I'm wondering.
Just didn't seem realistic for anyone. I mean, like 30's a good number. But like one arm? Come on.
Yes, but most
You
people
didn't-
can't turn into an angel.
Oh,
That's some
yeah.
approximations.
I just beat the
Who do you beat?
I mean, Zamasu, I guess. He got Sparking Zero.
both.
Mm.
You're really
Yeah.
grinding through that.
You have to both.
Good job.
Gotcha. I
Beat
know, but
Zamasu.
I imagine he's getting close.
Oh,
Anyways,
I'm
he's just like scoffs a little. I mean, Michael can't even do 10. Whatever.
You should hang out with the
Okay,
East
fair.
Watch people. I'm sure you'll see someone do 100 one-arm push-ups real fast.
Pull-ups.
Pull-ups, my bad.
I don't know. All I know is ever since them Mad Lads begun doing their training to try to be like her and stuff, Zoe got abs like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, that tracks. But Zoe's cut from a similar cloth. It's not the same for all of us trying to do it.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know, bro. Before we, said our goodbyes and everything, and stepping away, she was off.
Yeah. Quinn like rubs his like chin through his visor. Yeah, that's making a lot of people worried. But going to handle one thing at a time. And that one thing right now is catching our breath.
Well, pause. What do you mean, a lot of people?
Quinn looks away like, like he does feel like a hacker. Like I said too much.
Whoa. He jumps in front of you. Is this something that they're talking about? Like in the high ups?
How much do you know? Let's start with that. There's more to Zoe than just her ambition right now.
I mean, I know when her and Garth-Mod always been on one about making the next best thing, but see, something changed ever since we started taking the field. Or ever since they heard about how good throws a finger over to the door. She was. Everyone wants to be the next best thing.
It's good that you guys are trying to rise to the occasion, but rising too high too fast has its risks. After the ritual at the God's Eye, Zoe came back a bit different. And not by her own volition. That difference and the source of it is giving some people some pause.
We brought it up, now you got me involved. What's that doing me?
As far as I know, the reports, Zoe went down, when she went to go execute the White Watch captain. But,
Okay. They iced her?
yeah. Dirty tricks fitting for the White Watch, huh? But Lazarus Mero brought her back.
Hell yeah, I like the stink on that name.
But she's still like talking and moving and stuff. Doesn't it take like months to get back to normal after that?
Precisely the point. The way he brought it back was, well, he thinks for a moment. You remember Odd Maggie. She was Lazarus Meros' mentor, teacher.
Oh. He looks around. You talking about that document?
Nods. Yeah. And that same sort of trick I used to bring Zoe back. But it's not as clean as, say, a sister or someone like me or him. But I figured him and Bradford doing that. I think Bradford has Revivify, right?
He does.
Yeah. Not a cost of gems, a cost of soul. And Lazarus Marrow had to collect its due from the only other dead thing in the room with him. The White Watch
His
captain.
eyes widen. Oh.
And this is after he had changed. So, Zoe still seems to be holding her Zoe ambition, that's good. But, as I said, rising too high too fast. Quinn gestures at himself. Take me as a case study on what happens when you try to trade for higher power. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't.
You she's gonna end up like you?
Hopefully not. I doubt Leon would be able to survive with two dumbasses with my powers walking around. Just keep an eye on her, okay? She's not too far gone. She's not past the brink. Nothing like that. But she has people that care about her, that are worried about her. That's all. And in times like these, gestures at the window, Deltroy. Times like these, we look after our own.
As you do that, you notice Caster staring out at. Oh, I mean, shit, as the situation turned out, sounds like Laz clutched up for the squad.
He did. I'd rather have a more volatile Zoe than the memory of her.
Yeah.
So, just keep an eye on her.
For a second. Man, Eastwatch really do be clutching up for the watch lately.
Yeah, well, we're running out of aces in the hole. But they gave us the time and opportunity to catch up. Rise to the occasion.
Yeah, speaking of which, put any more thought into is it safe to talk about it? The thing?
The relic. The Firefly one.
Right.
I haven't had the time to be quite honest. What of Type 7 and Regalden and White Fang? I think the quiet moment right now is the time to think about it. I'll let you know.
You see Caster just like look at the window while leaning his head on his forearm that's pressed to it. Isn't it funny? Last time we had to run like that because the captain was saving us from a Type 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just kind of cocks his head sideways so he can see all behind him. This time we didn't even stop to watch to see what would happen.
No. Instead, this time we busied our hands trying to save people. I'd like to say we learned from our mistakes.
I just meant to say, it just felt like another thing that was happening.
Well, there's one big thing to ignore versus hundreds of little things. Getting desensitized to it. Or accustomed.
That's the problem.
Not at that. Maybe it is, but I think it's an inevitability. Less than a year now for us to really seize what sensitivity we got left. Put it to proper use. And afterwards, he shrugs, tries to find a corner of the room to sit down in. Afterwards, we'll see if any of us are even alive. But right now, he sits down. Got a lot of days, and a lot of people to collect. Jericho being one. Get some rest. We earned it.
He leans to the side, still looking out the window. If you would have told me a day ago something like this existed, I would have thought it was a fantasy.
You of all people saying that? Like Clint's like already like leaning his head back against the wall behind him. I find that a bit ironic, Gaster. You're the guy dreaming of seasons. Visit a land of dreams on the other side.
Roll an insight.
Phew! What is it? A 7! We're about to catch a rest. Divine inspiration, go!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Oh my Jesus. Funnily enough, it's still 27.
Same roll.
You have to take the new roll, but it doesn't matter.
It's not 1, but it's the exact same number.
Classic, Clint. Classic.
27. Oh.
Do you want to be higher?
Ugh.
Yeah, I think he does.
Okay, so you got a 4. When you say visit in a land of dreams, you catch a quick stunning in his gaze before he goes back. This looks so Sycusian.
Alright.
Not in the same noble or regal way, but how deep embedded in darkness are they that the technology flows this freely?
Alright, you got me intrigued now. I'm begin sitting up, going over to the window. I mean,
As you look out, you see building made with large windows and neon-colored lights stacked over 20 stories high in several areas. Some so much so that they graze the mist canopy above. The city itself is a dark place but vibrantly lit up in all its surroundings in ways that draw lines through this city for people to follow. But all of it seems so trapped. Like it's built in on itself, like a cage of ambition to reach the top of a 2-foot ladder.
Like
I don't
take a
think-
drag from a cigarette in a black and white movie.
noir. I don't think that's a coincidence, Caster. This goes to Sycusia. All the Sycusian tech that had to go somewhere from the daring hands of the ambitious, the greedy, the desperate. I had a buddy growing up. Relic hunters, them. They're not bad folk, but they do cause places like this to crop up. And he unleans from the window. Given how much we saw machinations go with the Grand Watcher and King Carthalion, and we know Solomon's here in this city, I wouldn't be surprised at all this entire place was fabricated, designed, manufactured.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm not muted. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Nice knuckle cracks. I'm going to go back to his corner and flop back down. Just grab what rest he can.
You get some rest. What does Bradford do?
She said to stay here. Are we? I don't want to say out loud, but like, could we like head to rooftops or anything, or we should just stay in this in this one room?
It's up to you. She's not here to babysit.
Yeah. So part of him that wants to like go outside and look down and try and examine the environment some. No, there's big windows. He'll spend some time just examining the outside world to, I guess, get a sense of the town and try and, because he's not familiar with this, you know? Like, this is urban sprawl beyond degrees that he has ever experienced, so he's trying to, like, kind of assess what survival techniques he can even apply here. Aside from that, he'd be resting.
As you look out the window and see what I previously described, you do notice that dipping between small alleyways and cuts, and even little zip lines across areas, that this place has been made so modular and symbiotic with its environment and its inhabitants. Roll me what's the right roll? Charisma survival?
That's a weird one. Okay, so it would be... probably wouldn't have this. Would have that. So it's gonna be this minus 5, because I just have a flat charisma. So it would be 28 plus his thing, 30. We're good, it's correct.
Okay, with a 30. As you look at this urban scrawl and its pale neon, you see how deeply entrenched the people are, little specks and dots moving around. It's hard to tell what came first. Was it the people who sculpted the land, or the land that sculpted the people?
Right, because everything is just so in sync in a weird way.
It leaves you with a hollow curiosity.
Weird sentence. Yeah. Suppose aside from that, he would just be resting. Probably like if there's a couch near the window, just sitting on that while looking out, and eventually dozes off a bit.
As you sit on the couch, you notice Poe has popped his boots off and is letting his toes air out. He just looks over to you. Oui, Bradford. Don't think you're gonna be going to sleep before you're done be telling me about how you be flying at the big thing.
Oh, I mean, honestly, that's just kind of straightforward there. This giant thing flew at it. That's about the end of the story. Good night. He's just fucking with them. But yeah, no, what's... You got any questions about it? Anything in specific?
I mean, you're charged into it.
Yeah.
Gonna gotta make a good story out of it, yeah.
Not the greatest storyteller. It was there, though, so that's useful. Yeah, I mean, we had to distract it in some way, and I'm the best one suited to not die to giant boulders. And fire. We ended up, diving into the tunnel near the end, and, it breathed fire down into the tunnel. It's actually quite not terrifying. It was concerning. Because, yeah, no, it almost incinerated me. But, you know, here I am.
I mean, brother, a Colossus that's gonna be the size of this whole building we and breathe fire at you. If that don't be making your pants tight, I don't know what would be.
He chuckles. And is like, yeah, that's fair. But, as opposed to all the other buildings, I actually lived. After that, we went through the tunnels, and it's kind of pauses, trying to figure out how to describe the oddity that was happening down there. It's hard to describe. It's like the path was being built before us by, I guess, just nature itself. Kind of just carved our way out.
Like the land itself be telling you where to go.
Yeah, kinda.
And instinctually, you know where to follow.
Just kind of squints, and it's like, why do I feel like you have familiarity with this?
Brother, you got a vision quest.
Have you, has Poe mentioned that before? I feel like Poe would have mentioned Vision Quests.
Probably at some point. Definitely
Yeah.
something the Dawei are familiar with.
Refresh my memory on that.
What's the best way to say it now? Sometimes you know where to be walking on the earth. Sometimes it knows where you need to be walking. It chose you. Something specific.
It just kind of nods slowly, and it picks up a little bit of pace. Yeah. Yeah, like that, yeah. Strange. It's guided me over to this, and he gestures at the little sack that has, like, the egg in it. Don't know what it is, but I'm probably going to find out soon.
Oh, you better be. He looks down as he sort of like cracks his toes.
Ugh.
Not everyone be getting those. It's a special purpose.
Burdened with a glorious purpose, or a special purpose.
Oh yeah, the light be choosing you.
Maybe if you're up for it later, you can try talking to it again.
Yeah. That's something for later, though. I don't think I have the ability to do such right now.
As you see him pop his bag behind his head to use it as a pillow, not a real question I got for you, brothers.
I'm asleep.
If the earth be choosing people to follow on these spirit quests, do you think this place can be choosing people too?
Oh, that's weird.
I don't like how wise you sound.
He's gotten a lot better with age. Finally catching up to his sister.
Oh, he just like smirks a little. She be growing so quick.
So proud of her.
twice as smart, half as handsome, but 2/3 as thick in the head.
That's a lot of math going on.
His closest are handsome.
Yeah.
No, half as handsome.
I love it that way.
Alright, we should
Anyways.
steal some sleep.
Yeah, but after this, I do be thinking I got a plan.
Ooh.
Save it